Okay, this is the review of the 2015 Lincoln Navigator. This car has a 6-cylinder EcoBoost with like 460 pounds-feet of torque. It costs like $61,000 in the US, but here in Canada it's almost $90,000. The car looks good if you like trucks. I'm not really into trucks. Curiously, there's not a dual exhaust. I don't know, that I find that's 480 foot-pounds of torque should have a dual exhaust. The wheels are 22 inches, and it actually doesn't look too big on the truck. The reality is this truck is huge, so you could put 19-inch wheels and they would look so scrawny on them. So I guess when you're supersize the truck, you gotta supersize the wheels. That's the only way I can see it. Despite having a box-like exterior styling, the interior road noise at highway speeds are pretty subdued. When you go over 110 though, it starts to get noisy. Sorry for all the shaking of the camera. I just got a GoPro 4 and I was trying to figure out how to film with this thing, and I found a way how not to film with this thing. The interior room is very nice. There's lots of space, but then again, so do all the trucks this size. The leather's pretty good, and something I noticed is often in these big trucks, like maybe 10 years ago, there was a lot of noise, vibration, harshness. There was none when I rode it. This huge screen is really the Microsoft Sync system, and Ross told me it goes pretty darn good. You can look at the high quality finish. You can see where the silver line hits the seam with the stitching. It's pretty tasty. I mean, Ford did a good job with the interior flowing lines, if you want. It looks good. So here I am trying to get this screen on. You see that Lincoln sign? It's pretty refined, pretty fine. That's a pretty big fat screen you got there, and you can control things haptically from that screen. Those vents though, they're really low level. The dials, the gauges are pretty small. I thought it was extremely underwhelming for a $90,000 truck. You do have room though. Look at the layout, how simple it is. That simple Ford ergonomics, it's pretty good. The two eyebrows on the left and right hand side are a bit too big and they cut into visibility. They're maybe higher than they should have been. Once again, here's the look from the driver's perspective. I mean, do you see the nice stitching in the steering wheel? That leather is so soft and nice and cushy. It's not too hard. I talk about that in the drive video. You've got interior ambient lighting, of course. Ford always appoints their vehicles pretty darn good. Here you look at, there's quality here, it's nice material, it's LED lights, there's a sunroof, it's pretty good. Like, you feel you're in a luxurious cabin. The chassis ride is smooth, the fuel economy is pretty good for this size vehicle, the price is expensive, and compared to the other American offerings, it's expensive, and I think the Germans start to become interesting at $90,000. But that's up to you. You decide. The engine here, pretty torquey, does the job for an over 5,000 pound vehicle. Here are my driving impressions. Take a listen. I'm in the Lincoln Titanic Navigator. I think it would have been a better name for it. You know, something I noticed about YouTube is that although I was trying to make a channel for people in Canada, it's really turned out more as a channel for people in the United States. This is what happens. So I'm going to talk, when I say the prices, is going to be in Canadian, because a lot of people have commented about that. So this car is about $90,000. This truck is about $90,000 in Canada, and that's a lot of money. It's basically an SUV but huge. If you have a big family and you want to drive around in comfort and you need a lot of room, or you simply want to tell everyone how much money you make by how much you paid for your vehicle and how much you're going to pay in gas, this is a great one to buy. This is a pretty good truck for that. Would I buy it? Of course not, but that's not the point. We're going to look at it from the point of view of somebody who'd want to buy it. You need to make a lot of money to own one of these. Inside, it's very quiet. Despite it's shaped like a box, it's very quiet. So that's good. It drives very smoothly. I find it drives like a boat personally, but some people like the boat. This is the Titanic, so you're in good hands in this car. I like the steering wheel. It has a wooden top, like a wooden top part, and a very soft padded wheel. That's very rare we see that today. Like most steering wheels are, I would say, a little hard. This one's got a nice soft grip. I like that. These two eyebrows here are a little bit too high. Ross said that. I thought that was a good remark. I thought about it too when I walked in the car. There's nice leather stitching everywhere. The leather is reasonable quality. It's very good quality. I don't know if it's the best, but it's good. It's good. The visibility is surprisingly very good. I'm in this truck, and I'm very surprised. In fact, even if the brow were lower, you'd have even more visibility. I don't, like, you know, sometimes like these big trucks, they have the big long hood. I don't know, I'm not feeling it. I feel I get my angles really easy. I've been driving this thing for about 20 minutes now, and I feel I was in a parking with it, no problem. I'm not sure that for $90,000 you can get a heck of a lot of German truck for that price. Like, I don't want to be like Matthew McConaughey, you know, who been driving Lincoln all his life, and he never drove it because it was cool. It ain't cool, all right? And it never was cool, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But the 6-cylinder EcoBoost puts out a lot of torque, and this thing needs a lot of torque. All right, here we go. Kickdown. Kickdown happened pretty fast. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. I guess if you want to pass somebody, it's okay. Listen, it's okay. I'm doing about, I don't know, 14, 13 kilometers an hour right now. The wind noise is not too bad. But because of the box shape, like anything over like 110, I think it starts to get a little bit noisy. Yeah, that's it. But there's no lack of refinement. I listened to the sound system. Everything is fine. You touch the things here. I don't know, like, it's okay. I guess some haptics leave a little bit to be desired. The steering wheel, I really like the steering wheel and the shifter. Those are really nice, but they have to be at 90,000. They have to be wonderful. You have to be ecstatic when you touch those things. It has all the equipment. The Ford is not cheap on equipment, so it has everything. Heated, cooled seats, Microsoft Sync. Ross tells me it's pretty easy to use. I guess it is. I'm just really giving you an idea what it's like to drive this thing, and it's very good. And another thing that's pretty good about this truck is that since it's so smooth and our roads are so short, it's kind of nice, you know. It doesn't beat you up to drive it. It does about 15 liters per 100 kilometers, which I find is very reasonable for something this big. I mean, this is what, over 5,000 pounds with 480 pounds of torque. I was expecting 20 liters per 100 kilometer. It's 15. I think Ford, caring about the fuel economy, which is something that I find is very consistent throughout their lineup. Of course, they put that EcoBoost badge in the back. What that really means is turbo and direct fuel injection. Doesn't mean anything else. But it sounds good, EcoBoost. So yeah, so if you're in for this type of vehicle, I'm sure you could buy it. Are the other ones better? I don't think so. How could they be? Though I do feel at $90,000 you're getting close to German prices, and I don't know. If you want to be a pimp and show like off your money, I think German is the way to go. So that's it.